The Smoot Theater hosted their Municipal Government Lecture to inform the community about how local governments work. The lecture featured guest speakers Carolyn Rader, Mayor of Ripley, and Steve Williams, former Mayor of Huntington. The event started off with opening statements from each speaker about their experiences working in local government. After that, they answered questions from the audience. Steve says it's important to know how your local government runs and to be involved.
Local government's the most important government in the nation. It's where the people are. Right next to your neighbor, and whatever your city government, municipal government, and county government are the staples of our nation.
For more information about upcoming events at the Smoot Theater, you can visit our website at WTAP.com.